Oh no, I've let him back in the studio. Say hello to Seadog VA. The best thing to come out of Wales since Gimli. How you doing?
Gimli?
Yeah.
What?
The actor that plays Gimli as well.
Alright, what the fuck?
What are you drinking, Connor?
I would like sake on the ocean.
This is the only thing I've bought, and it is some sort of kiwi liqueur.
Why
Kiwi Chuhai.
Why did you pick a really strong one?
You're a strong man. Strong Welsh man. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome, guys. Today we're going to talk about 10 underrated things about Japan. We did overrated, right?
Yeah, and I think people wanted us to do underrated things. I will say, it's a bit hard to think of underrated things, because I probably just talk about them a lot, because I like them.
It's unnatural for us to be positive about something.
That's true, actually.
That's the real problem. So, we've got a list. We've got 5 each. You enjoying the Kiwi Chuhai?
Oh, that kiwi is really strong.
Solid
This is an
5
underrated gem. All right, well, what's your first thing, Chris?
My first thing is Japanese family restaurants. I'm talking Coco's. I'm talking Bikuri Donkey. I'm talking Royal Host.
Do you have a favourite?
I tell you what I don't like. I tell you what my favourite isn't. Caesarea. The Italian one.
I don't
pretty rough.
mind it, but the portion sizes are very lackluster.
So Caesarea is like an Italian family restaurant, right? You can get like a glass of wine for like $1.
What?
And it's the worst wine you'll ever drink.
Why did you order wine there?
I wanted to try it. I wanted to see what $1 wine is like from the gutters of Venice.
January was a rough month for AdSense. Chris went to Caesarea with this $1 and bought some wine.
But there are good family restaurants. The best 3, Royal Host, Bikuri Donkey and Coco's. Royal Host?
Yeah, Royal Host. I like Royal Host. Because you can actually get like really good food in Royal Host. I remember they did this like set that was like this like kale salad that was like crispy, and then it came with a lobster roll, and it was like the most excessive thing ever. I've never even had a lobster roll. I've never had a lobster roll. Lobster roll. Lobster roll. Can we put this in? It's like the end.
This
like
is. I'm not editing it.
Yeah, okay.
This is an outtake. That's what's going in.
I have never had a lobster roll in my life. I said it right.
Took you 3 attempts.
I had to think as well right there, and it was amazing.
Good place there. If you're stuck in the middle of nowhere, there's always one around. You can drop in, get some food, get your lobster roll, and have a cheeky coffee. What's
And
yours
cheap.
though? And it's cheap. It's very, very cheap. Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, I think one of the most underrated things in Japan is Ichiran ramen. Chris, your favorite ramen. We all love Ichiran.
Get out! The bar is closed.
I'm kidding. Right,
Take your lobster roll and fuck off.
So I do like Ichiran. That's not underrated. Though.
Good.
It is overrated. But okay, one food in Japan that I feel like doesn't get nearly enough credit for how good it is. I think I know why, but unagi. Unagi is
eel.
Amazing. Yeah, it's eel, and it's like cooked in a very specific way. It's like, what is it? It's like smoked out on a grill, and then it's left to dry, and then they put it on the rice bed with the sauce, and then you can also put like spices on it if you want to. It's really nice. Quite healthy.
Got a really nice sort of sticky soy sauce on it, right?
Yeah.
It's actually quite expensive. It's a premium dish, so it's unsurprising that you love it.
Fuck off. Me and my lobster rolls.
Your lobster and your fucking eels.
So
But it is good though. It's really good.
Cheapest you'll find unagi for is maybe what, 2,000 yen, so $20. Because it does take a really long time to prepare. A lot of the really good restaurants that do it will ask you to book beforehand. You can't just turn up. But there are a lot of places that are just like fast food places, kind of like Denny's, where you can just walk in, get your unagi for cheap, and you can get a full set. You normally get a miso. Fuck, I can't talk today.
Yeah, miso soup with your lobster roll and your unagi.
They also make a specialized soup with unagi that they use the intestines of the fish to like flavor it.
Delicious.
It's actually really good. It sounds gross.
It is good, and we had it in Kyoto, right? And we stayed in like a traditional Japanese inn.
That's right. We ordered it at Uber
And
Eats.
we got some food sent to us, and Cole's like, I'm not eating this, oh gosh. And it was like, let's get some unagi.
No, that wasn't the story at all. Chris is already lying already. It was like 2 a.m. and we'd had a lot of drinks, and for some reason, unagi was the only place that was open at 2 a.m., which is really unusual for unagi places.
Most people will be like, I'll get a kebab, I'm drunk. Cole's like, unagi,
was
fresh
amazing.
from the rivers of Kyoto. It is good though.
Fresh in the rivers. Okay, unagi is eel, right? And a lot of the time, I think a lot of us have this concept of eel.
Well, the
being like this
UK,
kind of like-
jellied eels. It's a cuisine that looks like it belongs in the 15th century. Slimy jellied eels. So when I heard it was a cuisine here, I was like, no, I'm not going to eat that. And then I had it, and it's incredible. It's a solid 9 out of 10.
Doesn't taste fishy at all. It's closer to like a meat flavor, honestly, than it's a fish flavor. It's really delicious.
Just
Fuck's sake, everything's going wrong.
Just gonna unedit this.
This is the most
You can see what the real Connor.
This is the most authentic Connor. I'm having a mental breakdown here. I can't focus.
Moving on from Connor's unagi and his dodgy presenting skills, I'd say the most underrated place in Japan is actually Fukushima.
Really?
It's a critical one. I think our image of Fukushima, right, is not good. Nuclear disasters,
Not got the best
exclusion zones.
international reputation.
But do you remember where you did drifting for the Trash Day special?
Oh yeah, we did do it.
Ebisu Circuit in Fukushima. Aizu Wakamatsu has the coolest temple in Japan. It's called the Sazaido Temple. And it's a stolen design from Leonardo da Vinci, and it's like a spiral staircase.
You've shown this in videos before.
It's so
right?
cool. They got Kitakata, a ramen town that has more ramen shops per capita than anywhere else in Japan. Like, there's just so many amazing things. There's even a town called Ochijuku, near where we're going tomorrow. I mean, Connor and I are actually going to Fukushima tomorrow for a secret video. But there's a town called Ochijuku, and it's like this really beautiful samurai town. Like, there's so many great things, and the tragedy is we know Fukushima for all the wrong reasons. But I've made like 4 or 5 videos there over the years, and it's just an incredible place. They've got great ski resorts, great food. The exclusion zone is actually on the sort of far eastern point of the prefecture. And Fukushima is like, I think it's the 2nd or 3rd biggest prefecture. I think it's the 3rd biggest after Hokkaido and Iwate. It's really bloody big. But anyway, Fukushima, I will like link some videos to it in this, and go and check it out because it is a really cool place. Definitely underrated.
Do want to go there more.
It's really nice hot springs as well. Moving on to number 4, what you got, Connor?
Well, this is something I have spoke about a bit on the podcast. But I love going to the cinema. I love going to the theatre. I'm a big sucker for the whole experience. Movies should be watched in the theatre, right? And luckily, coming from the UK, I can tell you that we do not do it well. Japan does it amazingly. Not only are they immaculate, you never have to worry about being popcorn left over or anything. Everyone is extremely quiet.
Yeah.
Even in movies where I kind of wish people would get a little hyped, and would kind of shout a little bit. But it's really nice. You never have to worry about, is there going to be some kids that are noisy? Is somebody going to be throwing popcorn or something? Which happened.
I know, I completely agree with you though. Like, they're very clean. The people are actually good. They never speak. I remember when I was back in the UK last time, 2 years ago, whenever it was, I saw a movie, Downsizing. Terrible film. Don't watch it. Actually, it's quite funny. Go and watch it. Matt Damon.
Funny for like the wrong reasons?
Funny for the wrong reasons. But I watched it, and like there was people in the cinema just talking the entire time.
Oh, in the UK?
I remember people just talking, and that is something that's quite common. I don't feel as relaxed, and I found actually living in Japan, I go to the cinema way more than I went in the UK for that reason.
A lot more affordable as well. Tickets are cheaper. Popcorn and drinks and all that are way cheaper.
And more modern screens and things as well.
True, yeah. There's a lot. They have a lot of those like 4XD ones where the chairs fucking shake you.
Yeah. There's a 4D cinema somewhere. I think it was in Osaka that I went to, and that had like something that just like touched your leg. I don't know what movie requires that. What movie required the Jeffrey Epstein experience?
Kung Fu Panda 3.
Yeah, there was like a rag, and it blows some air. It goes like that, and it like touches your leg, touches your thigh.
Yeah.
Be careful what movie you watch in a 4D cinema.
What's your number 5 then, Chris?
My number 5 is cycling. Exercise.
You don't.
Shut up.
You don't cycle.
Shut up.
You haven't touched a bike since that one abroad in Japan.
That one 28-part series. Yeah, that one video. To be fair, I haven't. That's quite sad, actually. Oh, God.
I know, I was right. I do.
Cycling in the UK, people want to run you over because they think they're going to get some sort of prize if they run you over. Like, people just love it. It's horrible, and I don't enjoy cycling in the UK. In Japan, the country is perfectly optimised for it. Some of my fondest memories, like living in Japan, are just getting on a bike and just cycling somewhere. That cycle, journey across Japan, right? It was really bloody pleasant. The filming, not so much. Don't film every day and cycle every day. That's a recipe for PTSD.
There's a lot of videos that are like that, where I'm like, that looks amazing. I'd love to do that, but also I don't.
Is that how you feel when you watch Abroad in Japan?
No, rarely. Wanker sober, like cardiac arrest.
Need to cycle a fair while to burn out.
I know. Right?
No, I think Japan is a really good country for cycling. If you come to here as a tourist, go somewhere like Kyoto, perfect place to cycle around. But like the first time I cycled when I came here, I went to Kamakura, this beautiful ancient city just outside Tokyo. I got like an e-bike. E-bikes, that's the best thing.
Oh, is it the ones where you cycle yourself, or they have an electric motor?
Yeah, you get the thrills of cycling, but no effort required.
The only way Chris Broad will cycle is if there's an engine in it.
That's underrated, e-bikes. But like, yeah, Japan is really good for cycling. Everyone here does it. Everyone grows up doing it, so the country's sort of built for cycling.
I'll agree with that. Yeah. I definitely want to do it more. Doing it in the countryside seemed like just an absolute joy. Doing it in Hiroshima was amazing.
Oh yeah, with
very famous
Shimanami
one,
Kaide,
yeah,
right?
very-
The
that's
cycle
amazing.
over the inland sea.
It's hard, but I do recommend if you're coming here and you're going to Hiroshima, you should definitely give it a shot. 'Cause it's so easy. You just go to the place, rent a bike for like $7, and then that's it. Like you can just cycle. Just take as slow as you want. Just get there within a day.
That is like the best physical challenge you can do. It's way more fun than like
amazing.
climb Mount Fuji. Get on a bike, cycle across the inland sea. That's like a top experience
yeah.
to do in Japan. What about you though, Connor? Number 6, what we got?
Well, for all the Americans watching this who are like, fuck cycling. I like cycling, but I'm much more of a driving fan myself. I know you like to drive as well.
Yeah.
Of course you do. Chris has his own car though, because he lives in Sendai. It's a lot more practical to have a car in Sendai, especially if you want to go around Sendai, the other prefectures. Tokyo, not so much. Parking is like level 99 on Tetris difficulty, and it's miserable. But renting a car is really easy, and then driving out of Tokyo is really easy, and then driving anywhere else in Japan, except for Tokyo and I imagine Kyoto and Osaka, is just a treat. It's so nice.
It's beautiful.
Roads are amazing.
And actually, drivers in Japan are pretty good. They very rarely like tailgate you compared to like the UK,
true.
where people just want to ram you off the road.
Also, when I've made mistakes because I wasn't familiar with the roads, people aren't like fucking honking their horn immediately. They're just kind of like, all right, just give him a sec to see if he figures it out.
The only criticism I have, and I love driving and I rent cars a lot when I travel, is the cars are kind of boring. Japanese cars.
Like, yeah, if you're a car,
Honda, Toyota, not fun.
If you're a car nut, I would imagine that there are no exciting cars to rent.
It's just boring. It's like a
But
toy
it is
car.
practical.
Just make sure if you drive in winter, you get a 4-wheel drive. As I didn't when I went skiing with Connor about a year ago, and we got stuck on a hill, and it was a nightmare.
Oh yeah, we did, and we had to get some guy in the hotel to get his truck
it
to
was
come
bad.
and tow us up. It was really embarrassing. Anyway, enough about cars. What's your 7th?
So my next underrated one is Yakitori.
Oh my god,
Yakitori.
it's not underrated.
It is underrated.
It's overrated.
Get out.
It's literally just
I'm gonna
meat.
get my Nerf gun and shoot you in
It's
the
like
face.
mediocre meat on a stick.
You just saw out. Yakitori is the best food in Japan. What? They take the finest chicken and onions, carefully grill it over a charcoal grill. And they use very special charcoal in Japan to cook it very slowly, so the meat is kind of juicy and succulent.
You always get the ones I don't like when I eat with you as well. Chris is always like, get the mozzarella stuffed chicken, and I'm like, oh fuck me.
That's not even a stick. But yakitori, like, it's skewered meat. I just don't know why it's not popular in the UK. It's just a beautiful thing. You sit around the bar, the guy grills it, grilling it away.
I think we see it as like a DIY thing. We don't really see like, why would I do it at a restaurant when I can get it at home?
There's skill required to it. The way they marinate it, the way they gently cook it and turn it. Like the chef will sort of watch as they cook it very slowly and turn it, and they cook it to perfection. They marinate it with a bit of seasoning and then job
compared
up.
to other Japanese foods, I feel like it's in the middle.
No, it's not.
All right, well, we'll agree to disagree.
We'll agree to I'll kill you. All right, what's your next one?
I got the very exciting topic of shipping logistics.
Wish Jay were here.
Oh yeah, man.
Okay, hear me out.
If Jay was here, it'd be a good one. Shipping a
Okay,
box.
This-
You criticising
no,
yakitori?
No, listen.
Of course you've got
Let
a
me
box.
explain. Okay, you might not experience this if you don't live here. From living in the UK, you've been living in Japan for too long, so you've forgotten how terrible it is to be in like
Right.
the UK or America. When you order something, it arrives within like 3 to 5 days, and then it arrives on the 7th day. You can't even select the day you want it most of the time. Sometimes you can, but you have to pay out the ass, right? And even then, it's like, we'll come between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. And it's like, great, so just tell me the entire day. In Japan, you can not only select the day, but you can select what time in the day, and it always turns up in that time. You can select between 8 to 12 a.m., 12 till 2, 2 till 6, and then 6 till 9 p.m. So like, it's really flexible, and it always arrives every single time.
It
if
does.
you miss it, it's really painless to
Yeah,
reschedule.
true.
Also, shipping stuff, really painless here. If you want to like go to like, if you want to go skiing, for example, in like Hokkaido, but you don't want to take your skis with you, it's really easy to ship them to the hotel quite painlessly and then ship them back. The hotel will do it for you. It's super efficient.
I agree with you.
And for the tourists out there, if you come and buy anime merch or something in Akihabara, or you buy a bunch of gifts or whatever, if you don't want to lug it around and you have a lot of money to burn, you can just ship it back to you.
You can
And
ship
it's
it directly,
Very
yeah.
fast. Very, very fast.
All right, it's a boring one, but it's true.
What's your final and 5th or 9th pick? 9 out of 10.
Mathematics skill.
What's your final pick then, Chris? What is
My
it?
final pick is, I think, underrated thing. Japan, is a 24-hour country, or rather, the cities in Japan are 24-hour cities. They're always open.
Unique to Japan, though. But
It's not unique to Japan, but like coming from Europe, or certainly North and Central Europe.
Europe is awful for it.
I mean, first of all, convenience stores are open 24 hours, which I absolutely love. It's very useful. I'll be bored. I'll be like, I want to eat some chicken.
It is
3 a.m.,
nice.
Pop down to Family Mart, job done. But beyond that, like, if you want to go on a night out in somewhere like Tokyo, the fun never ends. Right? You can kick off at like 6. You can go to a restaurant, then another bar. There's always one more place that's open. Like I remember I went out with an Irish friend recently in Ebisu in Tokyo.
Ebisu good.
And he's a good mate. He's Irish, and he's like, "Oh, Chris, I got work tomorrow. I better go home." Like, and like one more drink, Killian. He's like, "One more," and then like,
later.
three hours later, we've forgotten our names because we drunk so much. But like, there's always just somewhere open. And I just love that. There's always like a yakitori restaurant open at 3 a.m. you can pop into. Like, there's a good show on Netflix called Midnight Diner, I think, where they have like a restaurant that opens at midnight, right? And I understand it because people will go out for work parties, they'll go out and have a drink, and then at midnight they'll go out and eat something, get something to eat.
Yeah, ramen as well if you want to.
Ramen often all night or like until 4 a.m.
all those beef bowl chains.
And snack bars and hostess bars, things like that.
Yeah, you've a lot to do, but even that, just like if you want to get any work done, a lot of the time you can, if you want to print something, right, Konbini's open, printer's always working. There's no real time limit.
There's something about that. There's something about like just being able to just the day doesn't sort of end at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m.
compared to the UK,
where the pubs sort of shut at like midnight, whatever. Like, what about you though? Your last point, Connor. Underrated thing about Japan.
Kind of similar. I think bar hopping is something that you don't really hear about a lot, just because I feel like it's hard to kind of show the experience to a viewer. You're not showing them that kind of nervousness of like, okay, is this just going to be a shit bar, or is everyone going to open up and talk to me, or am I just going to bomb it? It's a really exciting thing, especially in like Tokyo, around the areas where they're really open to foreigners. If you are a foreigner, there's a lot of bars you can just go into and people will just start talking to you.
Golden Guy, aren't you?
A Golden Guy's not that bad. I feel like it gets a bad rap, but it's actually pretty welcoming and people are really nice. There are obviously some very sketchy characters around that area, but generally the bars themselves are pretty nice. GoldenEye, great game. Golden Guy. Yeah. It's like a little district of like shacks. I love it because it's like Blade Runner-esque. Actually a lot of this is modelled on Golden Guy, but it's these little, like the pipes and stuff. Like the little narrow streets, lots of little bars in there. People like Quentin Tarantino love it. When he comes to Japan, he often goes there. Lots of cool little bars. It's a really cool place to just kind of get to actually talk to Japanese people a bit. Even if you don't speak much Japanese, it's a good way to kind of learn.
Because they're often very small.
Yeah,
I like a bar in somewhere like Golden Guy is like this.
From here to the end of the counter.
Yeah, you've got like the mama-san or the owner who sort of stands here. The customers sit around and they keep them talking, whatever. Like, it's nice. It is nice. Yeah.
I think it's something that again is like it's really hard to show it. But like the first time I came to Japan, I was absolutely so nervous. But I went into these bars, bricking myself, just being like, no one's going to talk to me. Surprisingly, I got some really fun nights out, even though I could only name anime titles in Japanese. Couldn't say a word.
It's a good place to practice Japanese.
Definitely. Like I think once you have a little bit, you want to practice. They really appreciate it, and it's just really fun. And put yourself out there. You will be nervous, but I really recommend just giving it a shot and just being open-minded.
But that is our 10 underrated things in Japan. Hope you enjoyed it, guys.
Pretty solid list, I'd say.
Did we miss anything though? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for coming, Con. I've got a new thing. When people come here, right, I want to get like a Polaroid photo of them. So let's do that.
Wow, how white girl of you.
Pull a nice expression. No, I don't like that. Good one. You look like someone you wouldn't want to meet in an alleyway.
In here, funny enough.
Yeah, found here. But for now, guys, as always, many thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Oh, God. We'll end the video with this frightening image, but thank you for joining us in the ramen shop, and cheers for coming, Connor, as always.
Thanks so much for having me.
And Connor and I are about to set off for a journey to Fukushima, underrated prefecture, to do something very soon on Wacky Weekend.
Ooh, over on my channel, right?
Over on his channel. He got it this one. He got the good one.
What are you on about?
To be fair, all the best Wacky Weekends are in Japan.
They are.
I want to go on a ferry.
I did.
Bollocks.
That was a good
ferry. See you later, guys. Have a good one.